Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be covering the Buffalo Peaks Loop. It's kind of what it's called online. It's actually a combination of the Rich Creek Trail and the Tumbling Creek Trail, and almost the entire loop goes through the wilderness. It's a great one-night sort of test run if you're testing new gear or you've never been backpacking before, so enjoy. As you can see, Rich Creek going right by the trail in some spots. Some beautiful fall colors on some of the plants at least. This last few hundred feet to the high point, one of those times where you're going to be able to catch your breath. But we're almost to the large meadow area where we're going to look for campsites. Take a look here at the trail. You can barely see the trail. I mean, there's grass growing on it. It's like just wide enough for 2 feet. And I think that shows two things. First of all, how lightly trafficked this is, you know, for being a wilderness loop, 2 hours from Denver. Seems to be pretty lightly trafficked, and the people who are coming here seem to be good stewards of the wilderness area. I haven't seen any, you know, poop or doggy bags or trash. Almost no traces of humans, so that's great. I mean, if you come here, please leave no trace. Let's try to keep it that way. So we're 4.1 miles into the trail, and I wanted to point out there's a creek here, sort of a confluence of, this is sort of a marshy area, and the water is flowing. It doesn't have the same flow rate as down lower on the trail, but it's moving. The water in this area is kind of a reddish color, I think, because of all the iron in the area. But yeah, this would probably be a decent spot to fill up as well. So when I got to this Buffalo Meadows area, I sort of suspected there would be some campsites along the tree line, so walked along it for a bit and found this really perfect spot. You know, it's a wilderness area, so the guidelines are basically camp at least 100 feet from a trail or stream and use a previously impacted area if you can. So checking all the boxes here, and it's even got some firewood people have left and a fire ring, and that's really best for impact and also safety. So let's set up camp. Alright, so I've pretty much got everything set up for the night. Got a 2-person tent here, so plenty of room for me. Thermarest, Z-Light pad. I have a 0 degree rated backpacking bag I got off Amazon because I don't like to be cold. And kind of set up my gear here, and next thing I'm going to do is collect a little bit of kindling and get the stove out and make some dinner here. So we got a little fire going. Appreciate the previous visitors leaving some dry wood for us. Sun is just about to go down over the other side of the valley there. And I've already prepared dinner. Just some freeze-dried food, a nice backpacker's pantry, Three Sisters stew. I gotta say, it is beautiful out here and extremely quiet. I mean, I saw 2 other groups pretty close to the trailhead, but haven't really seen anyone or heard anyone since then. Just the occasional jet flying overhead, but extremely quiet out here, and it's gonna be a great sunset. So I'm just about to have dinner here and keep putting some wood on the fire for a little longer. And I'm really curious if I'll see any wildlife out. I know it's that time of year where bears are trying to eat a lot, and a lot of animals are nocturnal, and there is some water in this valley, those little frog ponds. So curious to see when the sun goes down. So I do see something out there. Looks like 2 animals. And I think they are moose, actually. Camera can probably see it better than I can, actually. Oh yeah. Bull moose. Bull moose. And another moose, I think. Yeah. 2 moose have joined us for the evening. They seem to just be minding their own business. They're probably drinking from the streams in this marshy area. Kind of hard to see with the lighting and the camera, but I think it's 2 bull moose. I'm not sure. There's definitely at least 1. All right, day 2. It's about 9:30. Packed up the camp and heading back to the trailhead. Roughly 6 miles to go. According to some of the people online, there's a good creek for water around the 8-mile mark. Looks like Tumbling Creek. So I'm counting on that to fill up. I grabbed a little bit of the murky pond water just in case I really need it, but I prefer not to because it's very stagnant looking. So I'm at about 7.6 miles counterclockwise, and I've come across this little creek that I think is feeding into Tumbling Creek, which I believe goes through the meadow at the bottom of the drainage, but not a ton of volume in this little creek, but this is definitely the best water source I've seen in a few miles, and it looks pretty clear, so I'm gonna filter it obviously, but this looks like my best bet to fill up. So I'm on the back half of the loop now, going down the Tumbling Creek Trail, and you can see to the right is Tumbling Creek going down the drainage here. And you can see South Park in the distance there, so this might be the only spot where you start to get some cell phone service. So we're at about 11 miles right now, coming up on our last little incline, climb a few hundred feet, and then we're back at the trailhead basically in the home stretch. But as you can see, if you turn around, this is one of the Buffalo Peaks. The other one is behind that mountain, but the namesake of the wilderness, you can get a nice view on some parts of this tail end of the hike. All right, finally coming up on the end of the trail here.